All right, I ate. I took a break. A million takes later, let's do this. Hey guys, my name is David Madrid. For those who don't know me, I'm a music producer and singer-songwriter. So a little over a week ago, I released a new song of mine called Secret Place. It's out on all platforms right now. I'm really proud of it, not just because, of the final result and everything. I'm really proud of it because it's out. It's out. And I say this because about a year ago or so, I just stopped releasing things altogether. I wanted to focus on school, make sure I do well on that, and other life priorities at the time. And I didn't want to bite off more than I could chew. So I took my time. I was also practicing my craft. And then a year later, I'm finally in a more comfortable spot. Secret Place is out. I graduate. Opportunities are showing up. This journey is a gift that keeps giving. And I just have God to thank for all of it. And a lot of other close family and friends along the way too. So what's next, really? That was the question for a bit. And then I thought, let's do a production breakdown. So let's jump right into the Ableton session. When I thought of Secret Place, I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. It was just an experiment altogether from beginning to end. All I knew is that I've been producing a lot of electronic synth pop music for a while. And as much as I love my millions and millions of synth layers on a song, blowing up my CPU and everything, I had to step away from that for a bit. It was also a time when I was just working more on my relationship with God. I just had to go back to what I knew best. And for me growing up, for me the really hard hitting moments in life with God, it was always at the piano. It was always actually that's pretty much it. It was always the evenings at piano and singing out to the Lord and just praying and entering in the word. So with that in mind, like any other project to start, let's pull up a piano. You're going to notice I pull up Kontakt a lot of times. I've learned to love Kontakt. I'm an Omnisphere guy, but Kontakt has just felt right for me, for my purposes lately. So I have the Noir library here. Amazing studio grants and felt pianos. It serves my purpose in my productions and songwriting so consistently. It's such a consistent piano. Amazing samples, amazing ways to affect it. Just different particle engines to use, and just room settings, reverb and delay, and then messing with the tone of the piano and the macros here. Oh, there's so much to it. And then they have amazing patches already. I think the felt defaults to basic felt. So I just went with the basic felt and I rode with it. And here's what it sounds like. Got some vinyl crackle. Listen real quick. There you go. Some vinyl crackle. And that's going to be playing for the rest of the video. I'm going to be straight up with you right now. So, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Let's get some piano in here though. So I'm a worship guy. 1, 5, 6, 4. That's too much. It's too much. It's basic. Nah, we need it more basic. 1 and 4. That's too happy. Let's make it more moody. Let's do 4 and 1. Let's make those major sevenths. There you go. That was it for the piano in the song. And for a while, I didn't know what to do. But before I even got to the rest of this, I knew I had to set out the framework. So let's talk about how I went about the piano. One of the most classic ways to carry momentum in a song, you just want to get a drone note in there. You can use the root or the fifth. Keep it going. And I went like that all the way up until verse 3. Verse 3 is where things get different. I love using sixth intervals. So what is it? This? Or thirds. Really easy go-to to work with to create this happy feeling, this nostalgic feeling at times depending on the context of the song. But generally a much brighter feel to it, you know what I mean? But I wanted something moody as this song is. So let's move with thirds. I'm already playing a major seventh. No, sorry, fifths. Let's move with fifths. I'm already playing this major seventh situation. So D to A on the left hand and then F sharp to C sharp to create that D major 7. And why not movements and fifths? So I'm in the key of A, right? So it could sound ugly for a second. I don't like that a lot, but I saw beauty in it at the time, and I still do now that I've made the song. So movement and fifths it is. And that's how the song goes, really. That's pretty much it. Movement and fifths. And it just carries through all throughout. And then a little variation in the chorus. And then you want to start splitting it up into the single notes, those fifth intervals. And that's how I get this little bridge moment. And arpeggiation upward, just repeat that. You really can't miss with that. I love it a lot, I really do. So once I got all the framework of the song, the next thing I did was I got my vocals out. So let's go to the vocals section. Where are my vocals? Oh, they're down here. I forgot I moved them down here before this video even started. Anyway, I'm going to be straight up with you. I have my methods for songwriting. Majority of the song came to me as I showered. As I showered. Like, I don't know. I'm having like my whole viral tour concert, and I've done my world tour already, and I'm just like, I need to present a new song on my next show mid shower for whatever reason. and this like chord progression from earlier just kept ringing in my head. Where do I take that? I couldn't find the words, but I knew a topic in mind was, Lord, I was contemplating heaven a lot lately at that time. Not that I was in disbelief, but I was just like, we talk about heaven a lot, Sunday school growing up, and, just in general with my friends, whether they're religious or not. But heaven's an interesting topic. What do you think it will actually be like? And I was like, Lord, show me a piece of heaven. That was like a conversation I had with God. And so I went with that, and I ended up with this. So take me away to the secret place. And when I think of the vocals, I knew I wanted something more present, something more forward and driving. So, oh my gosh, I might regret this in a second, but let's just pull up my basic chain, my messy chain. A lot of EQs. So I'm not going to play anything, but we do a lot. So I have my EQ, getting rid of some mud, a little bit more for nasal frequencies here, more presence. You can see around 8K and above. Boost that. I get some compression. I love using the Red 3 Focusrite compressor, and I usually try to get 5 dB of compression right there. And then I use Graylon too. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And I have like the lightest amount of reverb, like 20% is right here, I believe. And then I smoothen it like crazy, so it doesn't even sound like it's there, but it is there. Snap to the scale, easy enough right there. And then I put a gate sometimes. It depends on the vibe. Like, I didn't mind the room noise when I made this song. Sometimes you hear it, sometimes you don't. And the thing is that I already have this like vinyl crackle in the background, so it didn't really matter to me as much. It just kind of blended in, so it was just a stylistic choice at that point. And then I melodied my song, so nothing too crazy. If I hear something that's sharp or flat, we're just gonna tune it back up or back down to where it needs to be. And that was the process for this song. I remember I sent this to a good friend of mine at my church, and Well, it was good. I liked it. It was just kind of finally building into my own style. But what next? I knew deep down inside I wanted to add instruments. So I already had a full song done. I had my vocals and I had my piano. But what's next? So I'm going to leave this like that. So let's go back. We can mute all the vocals now. I really won't be coming back to those. So we have the piano here. And let's go to chorus one. All I know is that I can't have this be just that. To the secret place. So let's go to the next instrument and core element of this song. I need to add a pad. So we go to this Floyd preset and Analog Dreams on Kontakt. Another Kontakt! And really good library for 80s style synths. But, you know, I like to like push limits. You know, why not add an 80s style synth to a modern vintage song, right? Filter it out a little bit. Yeah, cutoff is like pretty low here. And, well, let's give it some pitch bend. And with the right context, it really starts setting the tone for this song. Back up. And then with the vocals. The room you prepared, I dwell with you, oh God. It's almost haunting. Now let's hear everything else. Whole vibe change right there. A whole vibe change. What happened there? So the first step for me was to get my drum kit in there. So let's go review that real quick. Really basic kick, really basic snare, ride, tom, and then shaker instead of hi-hats. Let's be different, I thought. So shaker instead of hi-hat. It's already laid back. Let's make it more laid back. The shaker's really carrying though, I won't lie. So here I have Tempo, third party, Kontakt plugin. What do you know? Kontakt. And then kick was also Tempo, snare was Tempo. But I remember one of my professors told me to consider painting vertically rather than horizontally, if that makes sense. And by vertically, he just meant layer different sounds together until you get the one sound you want. So that's what I did with the kick. I have this kick, really distant, a little boomy. And then I have this kick next, more forward, adding a little bit more air as well. And then this live sounding kick. And that's that for that. I just wanted a fat, clean sound and just a variety of different kick sounds all into one. Same thing for my snares. And then my toms, well, I only had one set of toms, but I just rolled with it because I actually liked it. I don't know. It's not like a true tom sound. It's kind of fake, but it was like a good fake. It was nice. And then my ride that barely is heard. And then, well, you already heard the shakers. But I like them, so we're going to replay them. So. And it really carries the momentum throughout the song. Let's get the pads back in here. Last core element I need here is my arpeggiations. I knew I wanted something to just kind of like be this eighth note thing going on that really just carries the momentum of this song. So here we go. And I like this arpeggiator that I have here. From Kontakt, another third-party plugin. I believe it's Vespertone. Yeah, what I liked about this is that it plays the arpeggiation in the order that you give the notes in. So if I were to do an A chord, A, C sharp, E, it's going to just repeat A, C sharp, E over and over again. But if I do the A chord, E, A, C sharp, it's going to do E, A, C sharp, and it's just going to keep that going. And then I don't know what these notes were. I forgot what I even played. I'm going to be honest with you. Oh, yeah. C sharp, A, E, C sharp, a B, and then an A. So like some type of add to situation. But yeah, you see, like I played the chord, but each note comes in at a different time. So like if I were to just do A B C sharp E A E, it would give it a whole different vibe than what we have right now. So alone. And I don't know, I like this. If there are any gamers watching this, a game I love was Portal. I don't think Portal has a sound like this, but for some reason it reminded me of Portal. So I just kept it because I was like, oh, this is a nice Portal sound to this modern vintage slow down lo-fi alt pop song that I got going on. So let's keep it going. So that's next on the song. So let's go through that. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're almost done here, guys. There's not a lot going on. That's the crazy part. Let's pause right here. I used to have a core element group of like 12 tracks and instruments. I was able to reduce this to like 4 instruments: a drum kit, a piano, a pad, and then some arpeggiating notes. That's crazy to me. But even though that sounds good on its own, one thing I was messing with a lot, I always had this conversation with a good friend of mine. I want to be better at vocal production. And he was like, how are you going to do that? So my first step was, I love EDM. I've always loved vocal chops. Why don't I do my own type of vocal chops and see how I can fit them into this slow alt pop song, right? So yeah, let's take this right here. We're going to keep the reverb and delay. It won't make much of a difference when I take off these. It'll just sound roomier, but still, I want you to hear the raw audio of what was recorded. I took a good 20 minutes to record different notes and essentially like a lot of this. And then just different octaves as well. And that's all I did. So once I got that done, I slapped in the EQ chain I did earlier. So all those EQs, and then compression. I think I took off the compressor. And now I auto-tuned this like crazy instead. And then I put Vocal Synth 2 on there, amazing vocoder type plugin. And I gave it this chorusy effect here. Here, you'll see it right now. Yeah. Biovox, vocoder, and Polyvox. I turned these off and then I kept this on. So real nice stuff there. And then Little Altar Boy is my best friend, and it still is my best friend at the moment. Amazing pitch and format plugin. So once I got that down, saturated for some color and drive, and then this is what you end up with. Let's get rid of these to hear the difference. And right now you hear like this O being this very bright, head voicey, like you feel the resonance when you sing up here or around here. But this format change really gave it a whole different tone. It feels more throaty and glottal at that point. It feels like a heavy tone. So I really love that sound. And yeah, let's just like undo some stuff here. Once I got all that down, I chopped it up to what we see here. And notice I put in fade ins and fade outs because once I did those chops, it sounded way too blocky in a sense, way too cut and dry. So these fade ins and fade outs add like this sort of bounciness to it. And then you got your next set of notes here. Yeah, there. That's probably my favorite note of this whole situation. So octaves are your best friend is what I like to say. One lower octave. So that same technique and EQing and everything is what I applied to the rest of the song. So, well, for the vocals. So I literally took that same O that I showed you from earlier, and then I committed it, froze it, and I flattened it. That's what it's called on Ableton. Yes, freeze and flattening. And then I added more Little Altar Boy, because why not? And then I added tremolo at a really fast rate, but a little less of an amount, so just like presence of it, so it isn't too, I guess, like choppy with tremolo. It's more smooth, and that's where you get this. my favorite part of the song. You know, this is like a 5-minute song, and this 3 seconds just make it or break it for me. Because that's what causes that transition from soft chorus to full instrumentation, really. Boom. Oh, I even cut it off. My bad. Let's do that again. And these are all the elements that you hear until you get to chorus 2. What is that? That is also my voice. And it's gonna be a little embarrassing, but I sung. Sometimes this is what I love about ad libs. It don't gotta sound beautiful. It can sound ugly. Just know how to process it. That's literally it. Same processing as before, except less chopping and then just all one take stuff. And let's see if I can unfreeze this real quick. Let's get rid of all this processing. This sounded ugly. It sounded like this. Oh my gosh. I don't like that. It's that note right here. It's so flat and everything. But with a little bit more processing, a little bit more in the scale. But honestly, that octave wasn't forgiving on me. Let's freeze this back up. Yeah, no, I didn't like that at all. So I knew I wanted more octaves. And I already did a lot of higher octave stuff. So let's carry that whole mindset of things into this. So I think, yes, this is the higher octave up. And then like a crazy high super soprano, like higher than soprano. I don't even know type of notes and octave. Really ties in everything together. So when you get to that chorus, and let's add the vocals back in for some more context. They're really just space fillers at that point. Same thing for these other vocal stutters, because I have. Let's go back a little bit. Where would I run? Phrase, line, filler, another phrase and a line, more filler, and it's this trade-off call and response type of deal that I have going on here, and that's a lot of what makes up this song until I get to the bridge. So let's go to there. One, two, 4. A lot of things you hear here, but at this point of the song and all throughout the bridge, everything is felt. So like, you can slightly hear it, but it's like, you know, something's different, but you can't really pinpoint it. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what's going on with this lo-fi percussion. And it's like a sample of the snare that I applied a bunch of reverb on, and then I flattened that. I threw that on a what's it called? A sampler, and then I played the notes I wanted for the. So I made it like I gave the percussion a note. I forgot what the word is for that, but I gave the percussion a note, so it wasn't just one thing the whole time. You'll hear it right here. And then I was like, why not Little Altar Boy a drum? Like, I'm already pushing the boundaries of myself with this song. I like electro pop, and I just made like a whole like laid back alt pop song. It's so different. So let's just keep it going. And that's exactly what happened. That's pretty much it. And you hear it ever so slightly. Honestly, I could raise it. I love it. It's just so mysterious sounding. And then we get to the bridge. Okay, maybe a little bit too far ahead. I'm sorry, guys. So we get to the bridge. Pads start doing more movement. Octaves, really. And I think they're playing the root. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Not much going on there. Piano still has a lot of movement and octaves now instead of like those intervals I was talking about earlier. Like this really uplifting vibe. Like glorious victory. Let's go. And then drums are a lot more laid back. There's no more snare at this point. No more arpeggiation, no more crazy vocals. We still have like you were worthy of it all. Here on the earth, I'll cast down my crown. And adding octaves with the vocals here. I forgot to mention that. It's not the most beautiful sounding thing, but it adds like a whole different like texture and graininess to the current clear vocal. Thousands will sing all day long. It's again a beautiful type of fake. But what else is happening here? Because there's obviously different layers happening. So let's go over here. I have a yelling type of vocal again. This is gonna be embarrassing, I feel. Yeah. I don't want this, but we're gonna have to. Yeah, I'm gonna hear this in my dreams tonight. All right. I had just a lot of tuning on that. R4, it's a reverb that I love using. My favorite, actually. A lot of things to mess with. Anyway, a lot more room to that. Double that. Saturate it, and then little alter boy it. And I love listening to a lot of Hillsong Young and Free at times. I've always loved what they did with their vocals as an instrument rather than just, you know, a vocal. That little bend right there, probably my favorite. Beautiful. So, in context, creating more of this uplifting feel. Completely surrendered, singing hallelujah, hallelujah. And then I have like, this is truly not heard until the very end. But essentially, I took, I think, one of the pads or arpeggiations from earlier, that same preset, copy and pasted that into a different track. And then my piano, I literally went like this. That was literally all I did until until the bridge was done. I literally, yes, literally a lot. That's how literal it was. And then it's really orchestral in a sense, I feel. Beautiful. So, in context, completely surrendered, singing hallelujah, hallelujah. Big hold, pause, because once I got this whole like this whole portion of the song, it's its own thing, and I feel like this whole next portion of verse 3 to the bridge end is its own thing, and they provide like the story building elements. And now we've reached a conclusion, we've reached a realization of something here. You know, this whole song is talking about, all right, let's let's talk about Secret Place, God. I know Elijah and I know Enoch, they went away mysteriously. Where did they go? Can you show me this? And then as soon as you start talking it out and praying, just like, why rush when I can just invite heaven into the room? And that's essentially what this ending is getting at. Giving your praises to God. And then let's go back to the basic piano vocal vibe.
In the meantime,
Yeah.
I'll stay right here, surrounded by you, secure in your love.
I love that. I really do. But that's pretty much it for this song. It's essentially just piano, a basic drum groove, pads, arpeggiation, and then vocals scattered around, vocals stuttered, and just a lot of different octaves, low, high, 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 low right there. That's pretty much it. And I couldn't ask for anything more of this song. So that's it, you guys. That's the production breakdown of Secret Place. I hope you enjoyed it. As you can see, there's not a lot going on. Well, there's a fair amount going on, but in comparison and things you'll see in the future, it's not as much. And it was just a simple, emotional, heartfelt song. And that's that. But I'll see you guys around. Until next time.